When I first started 3D printing, it felt like magic. The idea that I could imagine something, design it, and have it in my hands in a matter of hours blew me away. In the years since, I've printed a lot at my local makerspace, library, and high school, and eventually even invested in a printer of my own. But that's when I began to really see a problem. This marvelous technology wasn't all that sustainable. From every test print, failed print, support material, or raft, I began to accumulate quite a bit of plastic waste. So I started to search online to see if I could put the waste in the blue bin. And instead of finding a solution, I learned that 3D printed waste isn't conventionally recyclable. And I came across hundreds of articles, Reddit posts, and tweets from people like me looking for a solution. See, 3D printing is such a rapidly growing industry that by 2030, the waste it produces each year will be enough to fill 23 full-size Olympic swimming pools. So it's critical we get ahead of the problem now. The issue is municipal recyclers can't handle this type of waste, so they redirect it into landfills. Industrial recyclers only accept bulk quantities of waste and don't deal with small organizations, let alone individuals. At-home recycling solutions exist, but they require expensive equipment, space, and time. So it's not possible for small-scale consumers, like hobbyists, small businesses, libraries, and makerspaces, which make up the vast majority of printers, to recycle their waste. My name is Jason, and I'd like to introduce 3cycle, a not-for-profit that solves this problem by introducing a localized circular supply chain in 3D printing. 3cycle solves this by diverting waste away from landfills. Individual users can drop off their material at collection bins, which are placed at community organizations. This waste is then aggregated and brought to local 3cycle recycling hubs that convert the waste material into brand new 3D printing filament, eventually reselling this filament online to recoup costs. So far, we've had conversations with dozens of stakeholders to understand the space, and many were eager to be our first users. We'll also be working with the Capstone team this fall to improve the accessibility and affordability of recycling hardware, and we're exploring a partnership with the student team at York University. Our next big step is to launch a micro-recycling pilot project in the KW region this fall, including designing and placing our collection bins, growing interest by tapping into local online communities, and eventually processing the waste into new materials and reselling it, collecting detailed data along the way. To make this happen, our ask is 5.5K, mostly towards recycling equipment and other resources to reach our goal of diverting 250 kilograms of waste within the first year and continue to grow from there. To date, we've got a small team, just me, but we're eager to grow. I've been 3D printing for 8 years and heavily involved in the ecosystem, which has given me strong ties and a personal understanding of this problem. In those years since I've started 3D printing, one thing has remained the same: the amount of unnecessary plastic waste produced. With your support, 3cycle is ready to make 3D printing a magical and sustainable technology.